Well, hello again. So, if you're keeping up, we just covered one of the only couple Maryland monuments in the whole park up here on Culp's Hill. Last one was to the Confederates, Confederate Battalion. I love these monuments with, you know, the whole figure kind of in a prone position. Now often when you see this position, they're depicting sharpshooters, but this one, as you can see, is behind a breastwork. All right, stones, logs, whatever they could find. So this one is to the 1st Regiment, Eastern Shore, Maryland Volunteer Infantry, Colonel Wallace, Lockwood's Independent Brigade. I'm just not sure, guys. I don't know if that's James or Jasper. Please, if you know, leave it in the comments. 12th Corps. Now this bottom line is really interesting. Maryland's tribute to her loyal sons. It's all about perspective, right? And that kind of leads me to why I'm here at this monument. Well, in addition to the fact that it's one of the only couple Maryland monuments. Oh, there's a great Maryland state flag or seal. And the back of this monument reads, because you can't read it, 5 companies held the works in front of this stone on the morning of July the 3rd, 1863, relieving other troops and remaining until about noon when they were relieved. The remainder of the regiment were in position during the same time, about 300 yards to the right. Organized at Cambridge, Maryland. If you don't know where Cambridge, Maryland, guys, it's in the swamp. It's the lower east portion of the Chesapeake, or at least the lower east portion and the Maryland side of the Chesapeake. Organized at Cambridge, Maryland, September 1861. Consolidated with the 11th Maryland Infantry, February 25th, 1863. Effective strength, July 3rd, 1863, 583. Casualties, killed 5, wounded 18, missing 2, total 25. So, relatively low casualties. What I find interesting about this, again, in addition to the fact that it's one of a couple Maryland monuments in the park, as it is, I've told you, or for those just joining in, Maryland was, of course, very divided, as we all know, and it was just, you know, it's you can kind of simplify and kind of delineate loyalties along certain lines, but even still, they're not perfect lines. Many people think of Baltimore as a relatively free state, and it was relatively free. In fact, there was a good number of free blacks in the city of Baltimore at the time of the Civil War. However, there were also very many pro-Southern folks in the city of Baltimore as well. Washington, of course, leaned more to the Union. To the north of Maryland, it was more Union. To the south of Maryland, it was more pro-Confederacy. Although, as I've pointed out, the geography of more loyal pro-Confederate Marylanders being in the south didn't really have to do with geography, or at least north versus south, but it had to do with the fact that the Chesapeake Bay was very strongly, the Bay Area was perhaps the greatest stronghold of pro-Confederates in Maryland, because that's where all the tobacco was grown, and thus where most slaves in Maryland happened to be. So we'll keep this one pretty short, guys. Beautiful monument. As you can tell, it's rather new. I'm not sure exactly when this was erected. I'll of course look it up, but one of you can tell me if you know in the comments if I don't get to it by then. Just a beautiful monument, though. Great detail in these, guys. I mean, you know, you can see clearly the hammer of the musket, fingernails, a small branch right here, a portion of a log right here, and mixed, you know, stones and branches up there. Just a beautiful, beautiful monument. Anyhow, guys, I'll see ya.